Hello and welcome to WebSchool.au, a comprehensive education management platform. Every country, state, and school has its own standards of education. WebSchool is designed to facilitate the needs of all educational systems that we have ever encountered. WebSchool includes a range of tools for both standard creation and facilitation. Let's start with an overview of the Australian curriculum structure.
The Australian curriculum has three dimensions: learning areas, general capabilities, and cross-curriculum priorities. Of the three dimensions, the learning areas are the foundation of the Australian curriculum. They identify the essential content that teachers should teach and we want students to learn. The other two dimensions, the general capabilities and cross-curriculum priorities, are developed through the content of the learning area and aren't separate areas to be taught. These two dimensions offer opportunities to enrich and enhance the content of the learning areas. The Australian curriculum gives teachers a thorough understanding of the priorities and aspirations we hold for our young people. Together, the three dimensions set out the essential knowledge, understanding and skills for all young Australians to be able to learn, contribute and shape their world, now and into the future.
As we mentioned in previous videos, WebSchool provides an holistic approach to Australia's national education system and its organisational hierarchy. It incorporates those standards as well. First, let's have a look at the way educational standards are implemented in Australia. Number one, the standard is created on the national level. Soon to be adopted, the most modern standard is Australian Curriculum 9.0, which was created recently by ACARA. We have uploaded this to the system for your convenience. This standard from ACARA at the national level then provides a reference point from which each state and association creates and publishes its own standard. Schools may simply use the standard defined by their state or association, or develop their own version according to need. WebSchool is designed to mirror the organizational hierarchy into which it is implemented. Thus, specific school standards are easily integrated within the context of upstream versions. This makes for a simple and transparent process, making standards definition, implementation, and control easy. Additionally, it makes adjustment to a new standard seamless, including all controls and reports. Here's an example of how this works. The test school we're using here is connected to the Regional North and West Division in New South Wales. When the school administration decides on the school standard, it can select any approved standard defined for any organization above it, in this case, New South Wales Department of Education or the Federal Department of Education. It can also define its own standard using inheritance functionality. So let's define our own standard using the Australian Curriculum version 8. As we create a new standard, we select the Australian Curriculum version 8 as the parent standard. This means that everything defined there will be automatically embedded in our standard. However, we prefer to add a new subject, astronomy, to Year 1. That will include 40 hours. And also increase the number of hours in mathematics in Year 6 by 20 hours. In defining a new subject, we need to specify additional information about what it will include. So we add some content descriptions and elaborations as well. We can also attach things like cross-curriculum priorities, general capabilities, and terms that students will learn in the lessons for that course. And this is how that would look. Let's also add a couple of content descriptions for mathematics classes that we want to include. As soon as we are happy with this customized standard, we can send it for approval to the Department of Education using WebSchool, print, or exporting it to submit it along other channels. As soon as our standard is approved, we can apply it to the school and use it. This exercise would take less than 10 minutes of your time to create a new standard and apply it to your school. But as we all know, defining a standard is just the beginning. Educators then use a very wide range of tools and procedures to achieve the actual learning outcomes reflected by those standards. WebSchool serves this need with a holistic approach, seeking to provide within the platform every tool an educator could wish to employ in achieving their purpose. Rather than trying to fit your pedagogical approach into its system, as most educational platforms do, WebSchool supports any and all approaches. This comprehensive functionality then becomes a super strength of the platform, making possible a new level of transparency and manageability throughout all levels and delivering excellent outcomes for learners and enjoyable experiences for teachers. Thus, WebSchool not only allows defining of educational standards, but also comprises all components which help to implement those standards and control them throughout all stages. This includes timetables, curriculum management, lessons, and other components which we'll discuss in upcoming videos. For now, let's discuss what benefits this provides. As just mentioned, seamless alignment with standards streamlines the process. This means that when the school develops or adopts an educational standard, its parameters are automatically applied to every tool in the system. For instance, in timetable management, a user will be prompted to conform with the number of hours required for a course. Cross-referencing the requirements of each clause of each standard throughout your educational enterprise is usually a very time-consuming and tedious process. WebSchool will take care of all of this for you, preventing mistakes and making the job much more enjoyable. Another advantage arising out of the holistic approach is a library of pre-approved content created by users, which can be shared with colleagues. So when a teacher creates a curriculum, they can use existing lesson plans that are pre-filtered for them, according to the content description from the standard. The curriculum created in WebSchool thus automatically aligns with the standard and includes lesson plans on its topics. WebSchool provides a toolset to allocate lessons to dates and to lesson plans. Each lesson is connected to specific content descriptions and learning elements. Teachers can also decide if they prefer to include specific elements in the class or skip them. Additionally, the array of tools within the lesson tool enables teachers and students to connect, discuss, and manipulate elements of each lesson in a wide variety of ways. As an inherently transparent system, WebSchool generates real-time reports on request to ensure that operations throughout your organization comply with adopted standards. Multiple report formats allow us to achieve that outcome, but the most important are A, the school standards report, and B, the class standards report. The school standards report covers compliance to standards within a school. It monitors if timetables are created and have sufficient number of classes, if the defined curriculum has coverage for all classes, by analyzing course content from the perspective of A, its description, and B, the curriculum structure, by quickly navigating to highlight non-compliant elements, and easily printing and downloading school reports for future reference. The class standards report can also be generated in real time by any person assigned permission, such as a year advisor, teachers, and school administrators. This allows us to A, evaluate standards definition and implementation in more detail for individual classes, B, control if lessons have been scheduled and implemented, C, view knowledge retention levels, and D, many other aspects of class productivity. Additionally, one of our AI-based algorithms, RoboTeacher, tracks individual student performance for each topic and suggests various activities for the student in case they could be beneficial. This will be discussed in more detail in later videos. We hope the features we have shown here make clear how WebSchool can help your school implement standards easy and comprehensibly. We invite you to try the platform for yourself. WebSchool gives every Australian school a free trial with an unlimited number of users. Please request access on the WebSchool.au front page and see for yourself how WebSchool can make your life so much easier.